4 reasons to buy Lucid Motors stock right now, and the biggest short-term thing that they have to get over in order to be successful over the next 1 to 2 years. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be taking a look at a channel favorite. We are going to be taking a look at Lucid Motors, who has been through an insane journey the last couple of days. If we go back to the 6th of January, last Friday, we're sitting at right around $6.11 a share. They went up as much as all the way to $7, which is more than 15%, and are currently sat at $6.90. Now, in the grand scheme of things, they are down absolutely massively for multiple reasons. One of them being that they are one of the most shorted stocks out there right now. They are shorted 32.69% of the free float. Big Money made a lot of money shorting this company over the last year. We have to be hoping that they were picking up shares on the way down as well, which news alert, they have been, if you've been following along with what they have been doing. It's only really a matter of time before Lucid can really start to pop again, in my personal opinion. It does hurt to see these prices down this low, but guys, I mean, this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It really can be. EV is down absolutely huge all across the board. Again, it's not just Lucid. You look at your Tesla, which was up over $400 a share, got down as low as $100 a share. You look at all of the big names. You look at your Nios, which again was up in the 60s, dropped down to the 8s. You look at pretty much everything out there. It has fallen off massively, and I think a lot of generational wealth will be created through the EV market, especially after this huge crash. But today, we are here to speak about 4 things that Lucid Motors has going for them as of right now. And again, just one thing I really want to speak about that everybody needs to keep in mind, because when this really begins to happen is when Lucid really starts to kick off. Really quickly, my friends, could I ask you to hit the video with an early thumbs up? Really would appreciate it. It helps me out an awful lot. And if you end up enjoying the video, subscribe for more content such as this. We're going to be covering Lucid for a long time to come, baby. But let's just get straight into it. So the first thing, and again, a lot of this hasn't happened over the last week or 2 weeks. This is a video to remind you, well, some of it has, but not all of it. But this is just some really good things going for the company right now. Its production deal in Saudi Arabia. Now, this truly is something that doesn't get spoke about enough when it comes to Lucid Motors. It's something that people brush over, but when you're looking at the stage of their life cycle where they are right now, when you're looking at, the fact that we're producing vehicles, we're selling vehicles, but it's at the start. They've been hit with, all of these, a lot of order cancellations. For one, we have been hit with production issues, with supply chain issues like everybody else. But Lucid claims the Saudi Arabian plant, which is going to be their newest plant, will increase its annual production capacity by 155,000 vehicles. That expansion, along with an annual capacity of 365,000 vehicles at its upgraded Arizona plant, could enable the company to produce over 500,000 vehicles annually by 2025. Now, that is not far away at all. We are in 2023, so realistically within 3 years, since it is only the beginning of 2023. But that is still 5 years ahead of its original schedule of crossing the 500,000 mark by 2030. Now, they expect to complete the construction of this plant in 2025. And here is a big thing. It will receive $3.4 billion in financing and incentives from the Saudi government and other regional investors over the next 15 years. Now, when you take a look at Lucid's cash position, that is a lot of money, a lot of financing and incentives for the company. The Saudi government also reaffirmed its commitment to purchasing up to 100,000 vehicles from Lucid over the next 10 years. So, I mean, there is already essentially 100,000 sales set in stone, which for any company is huge, especially a company that is moving the amount of weight that Lucid is already. 100,000 is huge. Now, on the topic of cash, it's always a huge one when we speak about Lucid right now. It's a huge one when you speak about nearly any EV stock. The only real ones that it's not a big thing right now is Tesla and BYD. Maybe a couple more you could argue in there, but nearly everybody is having cash struggles, okay? At the end of the third quarter, Lucid was sitting at $3.85 billion in cash equivalents and investments. It predicted that liquidity would last until at least the fourth quarter of 2023. So essentially a year. But a lot of analysts don't think that is going to be the truth whatsoever. But us analysts got the sigh of relief on December 19th when Lucid disclosed that it had raised $1.5 billion in a new stock offering. Now, I only covered this in a video recently, so you should be aware of this. But 915 million of that came from a private sale of nearly 86 million shares to an affiliate of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Again, the PIF. Without them, Lucid would probably be dead in the mud right now. The remaining $600 million was raised through a secondary offering to 56 million new shares. So again, this is creating share dilution. That is going to be part of the reason why the stock can go down in price even quicker. All of these new shares hitting the market, everybody's shares become worth a little bit less, but the company has to do it in the short term. And I mean, I've spoken about this when it comes to a lot of EV stocks lately. I've said Nio is going to have to do it soon. XPEV and Li Auto more than likely will. Lucid, obviously. ChargePoint is going to have to do it. MULN's going to have to do it. Nearly every EV company is going to have to do a cash raise of sorts in the relatively near future for one reason or another. So again, guys, it's happening now. Yeah, we'd rather see it happen when they were worth a little bit more in general, but they're already down considerably from where these sales happen, so maybe it wasn't the worst timing in the whole wide world. Reason number 3, again, this one is huge, and it's one that I haven't done a good enough job of speaking about on the channel. A new battery deal with Panasonic. Lucid stock popped on December 13th after it signed a new lithium-ion battery supply deal with Panasonic. The initial supply of the batteries will come from Japan, but Lucid expects its subsequent orders to be fulfilled by Panasonic's new US plant, which is important because that stateside shift could help Lucid satisfy the US sourcing requirements for the new federal clean vehicle credit for EV purchases. So, and the likes of things in the Inflation Reduction Act, they need more of their vehicle to be made in the US to get those credits. So yeah, that's a very good thing. And Lucid believes that splitting its orders between Samsung, LG and Panasonic will give it a sufficient supply of cells through 2022 and 2023. And again, guys, this is something we are seeing every EV company have to do right now. Supply chain issues have smashed everybody to pieces when it comes to batteries, and they're making sure that doesn't happen, okay? That diversification could help it avoid future supply chain issues, scale up its business, and achieve its goal of producing 500,000 vehicles a year, which is still a very long way away. And they've taken baby steps into Europe. Again, only reason I spoke about the fact people are speculating they're going to be moving into China in the near future. Some people are worried about that because of our cash position. Me personally, I don't think they're going to allocate many funds whatsoever to expanding it in China. I also don't think the PIF would be happy with them doing so, so I am not worried about it. But if there is some degree of expansion into China, I'm not going to be upset either, as long as it doesn't take up a lot of their funds. So, over the past 7 months, they opened 3 new retail locations in Germany, Switzerland, and the Netherlands, and also recently delivered its first air sedans in Europe to its customers in Germany and the Netherlands. So, I mean, that's awesome. You need a presence in Europe right now. It's a very, very, very fast-growing market. It diversifies you just from the US market, especially when they're not working in China as of right now. But there are 4 really good things about Lucid that people need to keep in mind, because a lot of the time when you're looking at a company like Lucid, when they're going down an awful lot, people really start focusing only on the bad things and forget the reasons why they may have invested in the company in the first place. I've seen it with ChargePoint lately as well. I've even seen it with Tesla. I've even seen people, you know, who would have been the biggest Tesla bulls in the whole world when it was just going up and up and up forever, say, well, I was blind, they don't deserve to even be $50 a share. You know, that kind of thing. It's easy to, you know, just see the bad when things are going poorly, but, you know, keep your eyes on the prize, baby. And then just one thing that needs to happen in the near future, guys, for Lucid to be successful is this: the ramping up of production and improving logistics, okay? So, from the 2022 earnings call transcript here, we have made a significant decision to bring our logistics operations in-house. Again, something we're seeing every successful EV company do as of late. Lucid is one of the ones paving the way here. We've made key hires to the executive team, and we've restructured our logistics and manufacturing organizations accordingly. We accelerated access to our logistics center as part of our phase 2 expansion in Arizona, again, very important. And within a couple of months, we expect to have our logistics center on site at AMP1, which should help mitigate and begin to eliminate the logistic bottlenecks as well as reduce costs of the shipping and handling of parts. And again, we see a similar point that could be brought up with the Panasonic battery deals. Instead of getting them from Japan, getting them in stateside. Furthermore, we're overhauling our logistic processes and introducing a series of improvements to simplify the system and make it more efficient and robust. Exactly what you want to see. Now, again, one thing that really will be a focus in the next quarterly report comes down to this: narrowing the gap between production volumes and the number of cars actually delivered to customers remains a challenge for upstarts like Lucid. But it also, over the last quarter, became a challenge for companies such as Tesla, who, for one of the first times really ever, produced far more, well, considerably more vehicles than they sold. And again, I don't think it's a hugely bad thing. I've spoke about this, but we're seeing it happen more. The variance between production and deliveries was primarily a function of vehicles distributed across 3 areas of the delivery process: vehicles in transit, vehicles awaiting pre-delivery inspection, and vehicles awaiting delivery to a customer. As we mature as a business, we'll continue to learn and refine our in-transit inspection and delivery process. So in the near to medium term, we expect vehicles produced to place at a higher volume than vehicle deliveries as we accelerate our production and we initiate international deliveries in the 4th quarter, the latter which requires longer in-transit times. So that is, what all eyes are going to be on, in my opinion, for the next quarterly update. Obviously, we want more updates on the logistics side of things. We want more updates on deliveries and sales, not just orders. We don't just want to see them raising capital through the PIF and reiterating the PIF pre-orders. We want to see real everyday customers putting in more orders, and we want to see them executing. That's what needs to happen for Lucid to start going back up in price. And when that does happen, Lucid will start going back up in price, and at a relatively rapid rate, I do personally believe. Once they start to get a little bit of hype back behind them, expect inflow to go up massively. But my friends, that is 4 juicy reasons to consider buying Lucid right now and what needs to happen in the next quarterly report for them to go up. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you did enjoy, again, all I ask is you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps me out so much, supports me. I really would appreciate it. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video very soon. Peace.